before cathedrals touched the sky, before mosques echoed with prayer, before written scriptures, Africa was already praying, not to many gods in confusion, but to one supreme source, known by different names, felt through nature, ancestors, and the rhythm of life itself. This is the story of how ancient Africans worshipped God, not through buildings alone, but through living, breathing connections. Across Africa, there was a shared understanding. God is one, supreme, and eternal. Among the Yoruba, he was called Olódùmarè, the owner of heaven and earth, but the Akan knew him as Nyame, the sky father, giver of rain and life. The Zulu called him Unkulunkulu, the great source from which all things came. The Dogon spoke of Amma, the cosmic creator who shaped the universe itself. Different names. Same truth. God was not human. God was not limited. God was everywhere. Ancient African worship did not need churches or temples. Nature was the sanctuary. Sacred forests, mountaintops, rivers, ancient trees. These were not worship themselves. They were meeting points between heaven and earth. A river was holy because life flowed through it. A tree was sacred because it stood between worlds. Roots in the earth, branches in the sky. Prayer happened under the open sky, where God could hear without walls in the way. One of the most misunderstood aspects of African spirituality's ancestor reverence. Ancestors were not gods, they were messengers. Ancient Africans believed that those who lived righteous lives did not disappear after death. They moved closer to God. Ancestors carried prayers upward and blessings downward. When elders poured libation water, palm wine, or grain, they were saying, "Those who walked before us, stand with us now." It was about continuity, not replacement of God. Worship in Africa was alive. Drums were not entertainment, they were language. Each rhythm called spirits to attention, aligned the community, and opened spiritual awareness. Dance was prayer in motion. Every step told a story. Every movement honored life. Chants and songs repeated divine names, not to impress God, but to align the human heart with divine order. Worship involved the whole body, mind, spirit, breath, and blood. Offerings were acts of gratitude and balance. Food, animals, crops never wasted, never casual. Sacrifice symbolized giving back to the source of life. It was not about punishment or fear. It was about harmony. When the land suffered, rituals restored balance. When communities prospered, offerings gave thanks. Everything was connected: the spiritual world, the natural world, and human responsibility. Not everyone led worship. Spiritual leaders, priests, diviners, medicine people were trained for years. They studied signs, dreams, stars, plants, and moral law. Their role was not power, it was service. They advised kings, healed the sick, and warned communities when imbalance appeared. Leadership
without humility was believed to anger God. Perhaps the most powerful form of worship was how one lived. Truthfulness, respect for elders, care for the poor, harmony within the community. To live wrongly was not just social failure, it was spiritual disorder. A good life was prayer. When colonial religions arrived, many ancient practices were labeled primitive or evil. Sacred groves were destroyed. Drums were silenced. Ancestors were demonized. Yet the spirit survived. In songs, in proverbs, in festivals, in memory. Today, many Africans still blend ancient worship with Christianity or Islam, proof that these beliefs were never erased. Ancient African worship reminds us of something powerful. God does not only live in buildings. God lives in community, in nature, in memory, and in how we treat one another. Before books, Africa remembered God. Before walls, Africa spoke to heaven. And those echoes are still alive, if you found meaning in this story. Remember, history is not dead, it's waiting to be remembered.